Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be making like an ATM program using object-oriented programming. So we're going to have like multiple class, we're going to have like another class, and then we're going to make objects of that class. So right now I'm in a class called ATM, and the first thing we need to do, we need to have some variables like that every ATM would have. So when you define like your variables in another class, you want to make them private, so only this class could access them. It's just like only ATM could access these variables. So every like ATM, you're going to need like a balance. So you could do private int balance. That's gonna like tell you how much money you have. And then like the user, you have to know their name, so you can do private string name. That's gonna store the user's name. And then private string, we could say ID number. What else could the user need? We'll just leave it at that for now. So now we're gonna create a constructor of the ATM class. So the way we do that, we could say public ATM, like that. And then we're gonna pass in some some values in from our main method. So first we need to make an object of the ATM class. So we could say ATM, and it's gonna be like an actual ATM program. So I'm gonna say my name's Ruben, Ruben's account equals new ATM. So we just made an object of the ATM class and we named it Ruben's account. And in there we could call it so we could have how would I do this? Let's pass in like a number for balance. So we could say int bal, which is short for balance, int bal string name. Call it string username, and then we'll have string ID number. It would help if I spell it right. It's T-R-I-N-G. Okay, so now we need to pass in an integer. Now we should call it a double. We can say double val string username and string ID number. So now we need to pass in like see, we're getting an error because we need to pass those in. See, we could add arguments. It'll do it for us. It'll be 0, 0, 0, right? But we want to add these ourselves. Let's see how much money I got in my account right now. Am I poor? Am I rich? Let's say I got $500. So 500 is gonna like get stored in the val variable, in the double val variable, and then a username. I'll just say my name's Ruben. We'll just say Ruben. And an ID number. And my ID number will be, I live in the 209 and I'm 23. We'll just say 20923. And now the ATM constructor has these these values. We just need to like actually initialize them so we can use them. We can say balance equals val. So whatever in balance, oh, big mistake right here. It has to be a double. So whatever balance is, whatever val is going to be stored in balance. And then we could say, name equal to username. There's an easier way of doing it, but I'm just doing it like this to start off. You could use this keyword, but we're just starting off right now. We could say ID number equals ID num equals ID number. So these are like the values we passed in. 500 Ruben 20923 are stored into these variables. And then we're saying this variable was going to equal to the private variable we have in here. So now if I make like another method, I could call it a get. Say public, and then we'll say double because we want to return a double variable. Get balance. So now I could return the balance variable. And now so my object's name is Ruben's account. So we could say system.out just to print the number. System.out. We could say the name of the object, Ruben's account, and then I'll have all the methods that we could use. And in this case, I made my own method called getBalance. So this should print out 500 because that's how much I passed into the class, and that's what's in the balance variable. So that's cool. We're getting started. For like an ATM, you need to be able to print a receipt. You need to be able to add money, to deduct money. So let's start doing that. So let's have a class where we can add money. Let's say, how do we do this? Public, and then it would be add, I would just call it add money, something dumb like that. We could say, but we need a variable in here. We could say double, we'll just call it amount. Yeah, we'll call it a void method because it's not gonna like return anything. And then we could say balance. So the user's gonna pass in like an amount, a dollar amount, and we could say balance equals. Man, I can't spell. Balance equals plus amount. So now when like the user calls this add money method, they're gonna pass in like a number, and that number is gonna be added to the balance account. So let's try it. Let's say, what would we call it? So the object's name is Ruben's account dot, and we called it add money. So let's add, I made $1,000. So we're gonna add 1,000, and then this line of code is gonna run, which is gonna get the balance, which it should be 1,500 if we do this right. Now it's 1,500. So now we have a way to add money. So we need to pretty much do the same thing to like subtract money or deduct money. We can pretty much copy this code. You can say public void because it's not going to return anything. It's just going to do a job. We could say sub money just to take money out. We could keep the same double amount, and then we could say balance equals balance minus amount. And let's call this method right now, or let's call this it's a method. You could say Ruben's account dot. Where's my sub money? So let's see, we'll subtract something easy. 500. So we started 500, we add 1,000, we're at 1,500. Minus 500, it should be back to 1,000. And if we run it, we're back to 1,000. So that's cool. We have like our basic like function of an ATM. We could add money, we can get our balance. We need a way to like print the receipt, because if you ever go to like your ATM, like it wants you to print a receipt. You want to print a receipt sometimes. This way it will tell your balance number, your balance, like your ID, your name, and all that. So we could say public void, and we'll call it print. I think I spelled that wrong, but I don't care. Print receipt. So we could say system out, and we could have it say your name, and then we'll put the name variable right here. What I call it, just name. Okay, so we can have it say that. We'll just say your name, and then we want it to say your ID. ID num. And then what I name it? We just called it ID num. And then we want it to print out your balance. The balance is space. I think I just called it balance plus balance. And then if we call this print receipt method, it'll just print everything. And it's so we don't need this the actual print statement, because it's a void method. It's gonna like return what it prints. So we could say the name of the object, which would be my name, Ruben's account dot, and then here's all the methods we could use. And where's the one we made? We called it print receipt. So you notice it doesn't have to be like in a print statement. So I'll say your name is Ruben, which is my name, which we entered here. Your ID num 20923, and then your balance $1,000. The cool thing about object-oriented programming is we have this. It's like I like to compare it to like a doctor's, like, how would I say it? To like a doctor's form. You write it once, the doctor's form, and then you can make like copies of it and give it to people. You can give it to me. I would put my name and like my age and everything, and then you can give it to someone else and they can input their information. So let's make let's define a new object. Let's say ATM, and we'll call it LeBron's account, because LeBron's my favorite player. LeBron's account, right? Equals new ATM. And now we could reuse like the actual code and pass in like things for his information. So first we need like an initial starting value. So LeBron, I think LeBron's a billionaire, so we'll just have like a big number. I don't know if that's a billion. I think that's, that's 10 million. That should be a billion right there. And then we have to add his name. His name would be LeBron. And then his ID number. I'll just say 23-6. Because his number is 23. And his number now is 6. So now we can make like a different object called LeBron's account. And all the methods that we like had before, like add money, sub money, and print receipt, we can still use them. We just have to, instead of using Ruben's account, we have to use our new object's name, which would be LeBron's account. So we can be LeBron's account dot add money. So let's add a big number like that. And then if we print it, we could do systemout.print. We could do LeBron's account dot get balance. And if we run this, it'll say my name, my balance, and then like this big number will be LeBron's account. So let's not make it too big. We'll make it big that money. So that's his balance. We could use all the methods we created before for a different object. And the same thing would be to subtract money. Say LeBron makes a purchase. We could literally say LeBron's account dot sub money. And let's make LeBron, he made a big purchase. So. And if you print it again, oh, he's in the negatives. That ain't good. Now he's at 55,000. And then the same thing, we could print his receipt. The same way we did it with like my name. Instead of like using the print statement, we do LeBron's account dot. And we just have to find it, print receipt. And then it'll print mine because I'm still calling this method right here. And then it'll say his. It'll say your name is LeBron, your ID number is 23-6, and then your balance, and it'll say his balance. That's why I compare it to like a doctor's form, or like to a dentist form. You write it once, and then you could give it to like other people, and they could put their information in, and then you could do whatever you want with their information. Because like almost everyone's like going to be either male or female. They're gonna you're gonna put their weight, their birthday. Everyone's gonna have like these attributes about themselves, so you don't have to write the form over and over. You could just reuse it. That's how I like to compare like object-oriented programming. Like for an ATM, everyone's gonna have a balance. That's like a name and an ID num. So we know that. So we could just make different objects of that of that class, and then we could reuse the code. And that's like the big benefit of object-oriented programming. Hopefully I didn't go on for too long. If you enjoyed this video at all, leave a like and subscribe. I'm still trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year.